So, 32 years old and I'm in the best shape of my life. Please understand, I don't think I deserve a gold medal for this. As I said in a recent video, I should be in the best shape of my life at 32 years old. But the really cool thing about this is, I honestly feel like I'm doing less than 5 years ago. I honestly feel like it's way less work. I do no aggressive, brutal dieting that makes me feel starving, that I want to chew my arm off. I don't get hung up on, oh, I've got to eat a gram of protein per pound of body weight, certainly like I used to be obsessed with back in the day. I actually spend way less time in the gym now, and I'm actually getting stronger. I have more muscle mass. Make of that what you will. I do way less cardio than even 18 months to 2 years ago when I was doing all of that sport. But I should have said this at the start, I'm 10 pounds leaner than 18 months ago, and I'm not obsessed with every new shiny object. If this was 10 years ago and GLP-1s had just come out, I'd constantly be doing research. I'd be like, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? I'd be so just, even if I didn't do it, I'd be constantly tearing my soul at the distraction of it all. And I think this is where a lot of people in fitness are going wrong, overlooking the simple, time-tested stuff in favor of new shiny object syndrome. The thing that promises the really fast results, the aggressive stuff, the extreme stuff. This is where so many people, I think, are going wrong with health and fitness. And so in this video, I want to break down my exact diet and training routine at 32 years old to make this feel not a total walk in the park, but so much easier than all of these nonsense rules that promise the really fast results, but they're so bloody unsustainable. We all know they're so, I'm not saying anything profound here, they're so bloody unsustainable that you don't do them for long enough anyway. So let's break it all down. Let's start with the nutrition, of course, since for most of us this is the biggest struggle. Number one, yes, the rumors are true. I am one of those plant-based hippies. But the distinction I'd like to make here is that I'm a very, very calorie-aware one. I understand that calories really do matter, and they stack up even when the food is very, very healthy. This is something I paid no mind or attention to back in the day. And for me, just eating clean was already a step in the right direction. What you realize is you are not going to achieve like any remarkable level of leanness in your body composition by not respecting calories. You might lose that first 10 pounds, but you then hit the weight loss wall and you won't go any further. And you're really stuck on the idea of, hey, I don't know if you resonate, but I'm doing everything right. What's going wrong? It's just the calories. Yeah, but I'm eating so healthily. Doesn't matter. Calories still count, mate. Yeah, it's easier with healthy food because they tend to be less calorie dense, but it isn't like being plant-based certainly as well. Like it isn't a free pass to just eat as much as you want and think, oh, that's going to be fine. People don't want to think about how many calories are in this food. Why? Because it made them bloody accountable. It is a nuisance, so there is the practical aspect, but more so, made me accountable. It like scared me to think how many calories I was eating back in the day because I knew I wouldn't like the answer. Whereas now, and please note, like I don't even use my MyFitnessPal chronometer for my stuff regularly anyway. I don't track my calories every single day, but I'm still calorie aware. I still consider calorie density. I still roughly know how many calories I need to lose weight, to gain weight, to maintain, etc., etc. And because I eat roughly the same meals every day, which is a hack in itself, by the way, I know how many calories are in those meals anyway, so it just takes me to my rough calorie ballpark perfectly anyway. So respect for the calories, but doing the plant-based thing. Number two, a long time ago, I did away with any intermittent fasting, with any, eat smaller meals because that's best for the metabolism, which was the whole gym bro idea way back in the day, or you need protein every 2 to 3 hours to maximize muscle growth. Call me boring, call me an old fart, but I love a typical 3-meal structure. But here's the particular nuance. I have found the best thing for me to stay in that calorie deficit or to stay in maintenance and do so gladly is a smaller breakfast, moderate sized lunch, and a really big dinner style feast. This is what I found to work really, really nicely. To prevent the cravings at night, to prevent the food noise, I would much rather have a big dinner feast. It's much easier for me to eat less, not nothing like the intermittent fasters propose, but less earlier in the day, just like tier up my calorie intake. This is the best way for me to control my calories without feeling like crazy restricted. Step three, if I'm not eating a gram of protein per pound of body weight, how much protein do I actually eat? Well, I eat 1.5 grams roughly per kilo, just to make things confusing, per kilo of body weight per day. I'm European, so we do the kilo thing. Well, what does this mean? I'm in my last weigh in 70.5 kilos, 70, that is 0.5 kilos. Multiply that by 1.5 and you get your answer. You'll see in my day of eating videos, sometimes I get to like 120 grams of protein. There are other periods where I get to like, if I'm eating at calorie maintenance, or if I'm in a slight intended surplus, then I might naturally be at like 140 grams of protein. For me, I just do not agree, and to a lot of people that's unnecessarily high, is what I'll say first of all, but I don't believe in going any higher than that. Number one, because to me, the science at least seems to show there's actually a diminishing rate of returns in terms of muscle gain at a certain point with protein consumption. And also, if you want to keep your calories in check and you're just adding more protein all the time, it's going to be very hard to do that. It's going to be hard to eat adequate amounts of carbs and fat to feel your best and get the wonderful nutrients, enjoyment, satisfaction from those foods as well. In terms of plant protein sources anyway, I digress. Seitan, I love tofu, I love beans and lentils. Tofu is my number one. Yes, soy, no, the phytoestrogen. Phytoestrogen is not the same as estrogen. Massive nuance there, massive distinction. Everyone lumps them in the same category. Everyone who drinks dairy products that contains loads of estrogen always worries about tofu. And it's like, you see the double standard, mate. But yeah, beans, lentils, and then not forgetting, this is not a trivial thing. Lots of other stuff you eat contains protein as well. So those grains, that cup of oats I use often in my oatmeal in the morning, this is all just adding plant milks, etc., etc. This is all just adding bread, broccoli, this is all just adding a couple of grams of protein here and there throughout the day. It's so easy. I'm honestly not that obsessed with it anymore. Step 4, what do I do with carbohydrate? Then they are still 60% of my calories. So I follow, by nutrition research standards, what would be defined definitely as a high carbohydrate diet. I still do that, so I'm not scared of carbs. I eat them with virtually every single meal. Even late at night, I have a big carb meal. In fact, for me, that's the most important, because when you're lean and your body is throwing the cortisol at you because you don't have full glycogen stores, because you don't have that much body fat to spare, and you wake up at 3 a.m, your body's alarm bell ringing saying, hold on, we're low on food reserves, mate, which it doesn't do when you've got 30 pounds of excess, in the politest possible way, fluff on your body. It doesn't do that unless you're really extreme dieting. So for me, actually, carbs at night, like criminally underrated. No, they don't, just because it's past 6 p.m, your body doesn't just magically store them as body fat. Like, this is ludicrous. Again, if you want to get lean, you need a consistent calorie deficit. The carbs, protein, and fat, like, they are really important, but those macronutrients, like, they are so secondary to the calorie aspect when it comes to dropping body fat. So that's what I feel like saying. Like, a lot of people scared of the high carb diet, but if your calories are in check, this is no problem and you feel amazing on it. I just don't think you should be so high carb, like corners of the plant-based space that think like 80% of calories come from. I don't agree with that. I think like 60% is a sweet spot, then you can get the best of other nutrients too. Step 5, what do I do with my fats then? I allocate around 250 to 300 daily calories to overt fat sources. Please understand, I still pick up trace grams of fat elsewhere, but I like to spend, quote unquote, 250, 300 calories, as long as I'm in that ballpark, I don't sweat it too much, on avocado is probably my favorite. Massive satiety, creamy, rich. It's hard sometimes, I appreciate, to find a ripe avocado, but it brings a meal to life. It brings so much enjoyment, but I also like my seeds as well. So I particularly love hemp seeds, which you'll notice in a lot of my videos, but flax, chia deserve a special shout out because of the omega-3 content, but frankly, all seeds bring different things to the party. I wouldn't necessarily get in this hierarchy ranking system that some are better than others. They just bring different things to the table, but the omega-3s are important because they can be quite hard to come by. I do like nuts as well. Walnuts deserve a special shout out. Brazil nuts, really nutrient rich. Cashews and pistachios, they're my favorite tasting nuts aside from the nutrient aspect. I find those to be a little bit more addictive. The great thing about seeds is they can be in my apartment, they can be in my pantry, and I don't just demolish them. Whereas nuts, there's a little, not walnuts or Brazil nuts, peanuts, cashews, again, pistachios. If there's a bag there, I'm more likely, it doesn't mean I'm going to, but I'm just so much more likely to be tempted to just overportion, overeat, etc., etc. That's what I like to do with the fat. So I still follow kind of a lower fat diet, but not an ultra low fat diet, because I think the fat, again, brings things to the party. Finally, on the nutrition, because I always forget to speak about this, people are interested, what do I do for beverages? 3 to 4 liters of water daily, near a 4 when we're in the summer. No, I'm not somebody that's like constantly like, I need to drink loads of water. It's not really intentional for me. I've just built that habit so well. I'm really happy with my water intake. It's so consistently high. It's just something that I've built over years and years. Other beverages, I like a black coffee. That's a new thing in my diet that I've given myself a little bit of forgiveness for, because I don't think loads of caffeine is particularly good for you, but a little bit of black black coffee, some ginger tea. I like my herbal teas, but ginger tea is really the one that I gladly can drink. You know, chamomile, fennel tea, herbal teas. They ain't, green tea especially, they're not the tastiest thing in the world, let's all be honest about it. So I like a ginger tea. But that's the beverages sorted. Actually, that's the nutrition sorted. Let's come to the training now. What am I doing in the gym to get these results? A lot of you guys write me lovely comments like, your physique, it's really popping, Ryan. You've really done something over the past couple of years. A lot of you guys have written to me about this, and you don't believe me when I tell you the answer. Weirdly for me, I actually got leaner doing less cardio. So 2 years ago, I was doing Muay Thai, I was doing martial arts, including sparring at the end of the sessions, and my coach was no joke. I was doing like 3 hours a week of martial arts. I was playing tennis for 4, 5, maybe 6 hours a week. Now, how often do I play tennis? 2 hours a month. Every couple of weeks I play tennis since I relocated. It's not intentional, but just since I relocated. Like, way less cardio. Sometimes I'll go on the recumbent bike in the gym, do a little bit of pedaling after my weight sessions. Sometimes I like high incline treadmill. How often do I do that? Every now and again, once a week, once every 2 weeks. Literally, I should do more myself. But this is what I mean. I'm leaner, I have greater muscle mass, I'm stronger in my workouts than a couple of years ago. But doing way less of everything. Why is this? Because I think people massively overestimate how effective hard workouts, intense workouts are for getting lean, because it just makes your appetite crazy. After those Muay Thai sessions, I'd come home, even if it was healthy, I'd want to eat like 2,000 calories. And then, of course, not to mention things like injury risk, the sustainability aspect of doing the really, really intense stuff. Most of my activity is just my daily steps. Walking is amazing because it just burns calories without spiking your appetite as much as like intense forms of cardio or even as the weightlifting. And so I just love walking. It's so simple, but so ridiculously underrated for fat loss. Again, this idea of abandoning the simple stuff, overlooking the simple stuff, just get the daily steps in. And this is the thing that keeps me lean. Walking, and for me, we'll come on to it now, my 3 strength training sessions. What's the goal? We get in the gym and we get stronger. This is the thing. A lot of people go into the gym, they pick up the weights, they do their 3 sets of 10 reps, then they stop, even if they're not working that hard. And it's all a bit flat, not really there, not really pushing, not really that intense, stretching, squeezing the body parts, the muscle groups that you're trying to work, really adding that stimulus that forces the growth alongside the nutrition, the rest of recovery in time. So that's the thing for me, and that's what's changed the game. Years ago, I used to be like, more weight training is better. Now I'm like, no, quality is better. If I'm in the gym 5, 6 times a week, I'm still sore going into sessions. My chances of hitting a PR are way diminished because I'm not as recovered, not as fresh going into each session. And now just having these nicer breaks between my sessions, I come in the gym and I'm much stronger. I enjoy the sessions more. Again, this all promotes consistency. It all promotes better sustainability. That's what I want to say. It's progressive overload. It's not just going through the gym, going to the gym, going through the motions, picking up the weights. It's really, I am working hard here. I'm trying to hit PRs. That's what builds the muscle. The PR, progressive overload emphasis. Sorry, people know this, but again, this is the simple stuff we abandon or get confused about or get distracted from. Just get your form down, number one, get stronger over time. You don't need to be in the gym every single day. Just focus on those 2 things. You're gonna make massive gains as long as your nutrition's on point. So that's the exercise component. We've done the nutrition, but honestly, do you wanna know the biggest thing that shifted for me in the last 12 months? It's my mindset. It's my mindset around fitness. It's honestly become, especially in these last 12 months, really, really minimalist. I eat the same meals daily. I actually have less variety in my diet than a couple of years ago. The level of minimalism I now have, especially versus a couple of years ago when, again, I was still getting good results, but I was doing all that traveling. I'm just so same meals, same foods daily, same basic, as I've just spoken about, exercise structure. Literally, I go in the gym, I do similar stuff, but again, that emphasis is on just getting stronger. I'm not distracted by, now I've got to try high rocks, now I've got to try CrossFit, whatever. Walking around with a weighted vest, rebounding. There's something new all the time. There's always something new. And I've just ditched that idea of like always, again, searching for better, the shiny object. So yeah, I'm just really, really repeating what works and I don't get bored. I think a lot of people get bored or they get doubtful. They're even on something that's working, but they hear of some new thing or they get scared about the soy in tofu or the carbs or this. Their friend puts them off so-and-so or their friend, people just get distracted. What I realized, especially about the online fitness space, is it hugely rewards novelty. Like the new thing. Like, you go and talk about the new thing, your YouTube channel skyrockets and blows up. Vegan to carnivore, vegan to that, now GLP-1, whatever it is. People just switch, don't they? And for me, it's cringe, but like, my journey has been so slow, but the real transformation is literally just doing the same boring stuff day in, day out, just consistently. That's actually what works. That really is it. And it might be a bit slower in the short term because you're not doing the fast thing and it might not seem as fancy or fun, but you just get tunnel vision like that, you'll actually change really fast over a couple of months, just not in a couple of weeks. And that's why if I was in a position to offer it, my one big insight, my one big takeaway from this video I'd like to really drive home and get you to mull over is, am I abandoning stuff, the simple stuff, that actually works? The boring, the unfancy, the unsexy, but it actually works. I'm sleeping on a gold mine because I'm constantly getting distracted by the new thing, whether it's GLP-1s now or whatever in the past, keto, juicing, my friend is doing this now, and spinning. People are just, they're all over the place. They're scatty, they're jumping ship. And again, maybe I sound condescending. I get it. I've been there. You're frustrated. You want answers. Some weeks you get results and other weeks you don't. So it brings doubt. It casts doubt onto the strategy you're following. But honestly, if you just stick with this, do the correct troubleshooting, make the correct tweaks, you get insane results. Like, this is the thing as well. I read my comment section. You guys are doing like 80% of stuff correctly. You're just missing, in many cases, that bit of consistency that would literally make all the difference between you getting no results, no visible changes over months and months and months, which I see all the time. People like doing most of it right, but like years, their body doesn't change. You see this in the gym all the time. What are you missing? Just that little bit of consistency or that little bit of fine tuning that would come via the consistency. You'd figure it out instead of like jumping ship and trying to do things and thinking like you need the novel thing. Just tunnel vision, head down, do what works. If you want my help with all of this, if you are sick of going around in circles, spinning your wheels, and you just want that extra 10, 20%, you want the accountability, the guidance, the personalization, the tweaking from me to give you that little bit of edge, so you can actually consistently drop 6 to 10 pounds every single month until you get to your ideal healthy body weight, all with simple plant-based meals, go down below. I would love to help. Check out my coaching website, write me a little application there. Give me all the details. I want to know the truth. Give me all of your ugly, bad binging habits. Tell me, and then I'll be really honest if I think I can help you. Or politely, I'll say, you know what? We wouldn't be the best fit for X, Y, Z reasons, which I do very often, because not everyone is quite right. I'm not the best coach for every single person out there. So fill out one of those application forms, little quiz on my website my coaching website down below. I'll put the link there, and look forward to hearing from you. See you in the next vid.